All right, we're back in Naxxramas, and we're going to be attempting to solo Patchwerk and Grobbulus today. I have successfully soloed Patchwerk once before in Season of Discovery, but I didn't even try Grobbulus, and I'm very excited today because I think we can get Grobbulus too. So our first objective is going to be down Patchwerk, and then clear the trash before Grobbulus, and then we're going to be able to do Grobbulus. This character, last time we were here, only had, like, Naxxramas gear. Scarlet Enclave was not out yet. Hang on, let's move away from Patchwerk a little bit. Now we have a lot of Scarlet Enclave gear. My gear is a lot better than before. We've got 2-piece Duskwraith damage dealer set, Kagi's Clasp, this is 2-piece death dealer damage dealer set. Also, Mastercrafted Shifting Cloak, Sunblessed Leathers from Scarlet Enclave, Bone Scythe Wrist Guards, 2-piece bonus there. Duskwraith DPS set, Duskwraith Tank set, Duskwraith Tank set. This is the other piece of Death Dealer Damage Dealer set. Then we got Bone Scythe Tank set, Emperor Veclor Ring, Dust of the Defiant, Burrower's Shell, Huhuron's Stinger, Implacable Blackguard, and Deception Sword. All this together gives us so much dodge chance and parry chance and chance for the enemy to miss me that Patchwerk, if I did my calculations correct, Patchwerk should not be able to hit me with physical attacks. And that's really the key thing that enables a lot of these rogue solos that I've been doing. For the talents, we have 5 Enlightening Reflexes, 5 Deflection. Those are avoidance talents, and then we just go down into combat for some more damage talents, basically. And then in Assassination, we have ranks of Improved Exposed Armor, Lethality, and Improved Eviscerate. We're going to be using Saber Slash for Patchwerk because he shouldn't actually deal any damage to me whatsoever. We have a different gear set that I'll talk about later that we'll use for Grobbulus, because Grobbulus, despite not being able to be hit by physical attack, Grobbulus is still going to deal us magic damage, so we're going to have to heal through that. And hopefully it's little enough magic damage that we can heal through it. DPS needed to kill before Enrage. To avoid the 8-minute Giga Enrage that Patchwerk does, it'll take us around 9,000 DPS, which we cannot do. So we have a trick to fight this boss and avoid that 8-minute Giga Enrage. We're going to fight him very close to where we pull him, and then before the Giga Enrage happens, we're going to vanish and then re-engage the boss really quickly. What happens first when you vanish is the encounter timer resets, and then a little bit after you vanish, the boss's health goes back to full. So what we're going to try to do is vanish and then re-engage the boss before the health goes back to full. And that's how we're going to avoid getting that problematic situation. So, boss is coming through right now. Let's get the last thing we need. I guess we need a Consecrated Sharpening Stone, if I have one of those in my inventory. Otherwise, we'll just use, like, a Elemental. Yeah, I don't think I brought Consecrated, which is, yeah, a little stupid. But, oh well. Anyways. It's go time now. It's go time. We're going to be stealthed up, and we're going to wait for him to start moving just a tiny little bit. And then we pull. Young Gru with a change hat request. I can do that. Okay. It's Blood Fury, Poison Knife, Blade Dance. We're locked in now. All right. Pretty good. We just do this for a little while. You can't hit me. And then we just have to do our vanish trick a little bit later. One thing that if I screw up, if I drop the Blade Dance 10% parry buff, then all of a sudden he can hit me. And that would be very bad, and we don't want to do that. This is on the death meter. Let's go on the damage meter. We're doing 6.2 thousand DPS. That's more than I thought we would do. Frankly, if I changed... I didn't think we were anywhere near being able to do enough DPS to kill this guy before his Giga Enrage. But seeing that we're at 6.2 right now, like, maybe if I changed the gear set around, maybe I could have done that. If I could incorporate the 6-piece Naxxramas set bonus that gives me 30-something% increased damage against undead, maybe that would have hit us up to, you know, 9,000. And then we wouldn't even have to do this Vanish trick. And this, okay, this is special today. Normally, when I solo bosses, they don't drop anything that I care about, like loot-wise. But we do actually want to get the Toxin Injector gun off of Grobbulus, okay? So Grobbulus has loot that we would actually use after soloing him. You could Saber plus Backstab. No, because I can't get behind the boss. The Saber plus Backstab build does not run... I should take this off my bar so I stop pressing it. The Saber plus Backstab build does not run the Cutthroat rune on the wrist, or sorry, on the glove, so that it does not remove the positional requirement of Backstab, and yeah, I can't get behind him. So I think the build is about as good of damage as it could be. Maybe I don't need the late, the deep combat talents, but you know, whatever. We're gonna do it fine. We have enough to do this in just one Vanish. Last time I did this, it was 2 or 3 Vanishes because my DPS was about half. But yeah, as you can see, you know, we just keep dodging. Let me pull up the combat log so you can see. If you want to watch the stream in slow-mo, you might be able to actually read the combat log. But it's mostly me dodging. How hard does he hit on hard mode 0 if you were to get hit? I can't remember. I think the first time I did this, I got hit by him once or twice. Because I screwed something up or like gave my back to the boss. He didn't one-shot me, but he would definitely two-shot me. Both of my combat logs are kind of messed up. I have custom settings on all of them. Alright, I'm assuming that's not actually interesting. You got snowballed? I also got snowballed, but that was a separate issue, Ritter. Is Rupture DPS loss? It's not as good as Eviscerate. And I have, you know, Poison, Poison, Bleed, so I'm activating my Dusk Wraith bonus fully. So I don't need to do any other finishing moves, really. Re-up that Blade Dance. You can Blood Fury, Blade Flurry. Extra damage here. How long are we? 5 minutes, 20 seconds into the fight. He's almost sub 50. When we get him to like, I don't know, 40%, we'll attempt the Vanish. It's possible we fail the Vanish and, you know, do it wrong or whatever. And might have to try again. Like, he might gain some health when we vanish. If we time it wrong, or whatever. I think every time I did it last time, it worked properly, but I assume there's a failure rate. I didn't try that many times. You snowballed yourself. No. Ritter was on his rug watching. He was in the instance, and he was just like, check this out. And he snowballed me while I was, like, solo tanking Patchwerk. That day, we did not kill Patchwerk. I hadn't figured out the Vanish Tech on that day. So we were just kind of messing around, seeing what we could learn about soloing him. What was possible. Alright, so let's go for the Vanish here soon. I think I want to refresh Blade Dance to full, and then we just Vanish, and as soon as we can re-engage him, we do. Okay, ready, set, Vanish.
Patchwerk want to play.
Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So, encounter timer is now reset. And we're going again. And his health didn't go back to full. So, it's not the regular Enrage we care about. That's 7 minutes that he just, like, attacks faster and does more damage. We don't actually care at all about that one. It's just, he has a secret second Enrage at 8 minutes that causes him to, well, hang on. I think actually, let me think about this right now. I think I want to intentionally drop Saber Slash because I didn't snapshot it nicely on this reset. So there, Blood Fury, re-snapshot the Saber Slash. Okay, that should be better DPS now. Right, I didn't have the Blood Fury pre-popped, and I don't think I had the appropriate debuffs on the boss when I did the Saber Slash after the Vanish. Now we're good, and we should not need to Vanish again on this fight. He should just die before we care about that. I think I was in the middle of explaining the Giga Enrage. Right. 7 minutes, he enrages. That's the normal Enrage. Bonus attack speed, bonus physical damage. He can't hit us anyways. That doesn't matter. 8 minutes into the fight is the second secret Enrage, where what he does, he starts spamming Poison Bolt Volley for 25,000 nature damage to all targets within like 20-25 yards or something. That one we cannot dodge, we cannot avoid. It just kills us. Good Banjo-Kazooie music in the background. Love this music. This game was so good. I remember playing that back in the day. I remember I didn't have an N64, but one of my family members did. So whenever we would visit them, I'd be like, oh, let's play some Ocarina of Time. Let's play some Banjo-Kazooie. Those were the days, man. Now, Patchwerk, really, like, we knew we could beat this guy. It's just not that exciting that we beat him again. Is this legal? What, soloing Patchwerk? I mean, it's only illegal if you get caught. Crazy that I've wiped on this boss in a raid on Hard Mode 0. Yeah, it is crazy how that is, huh? And I'm in here soloing it. Project Remy, hello, how's it going? Yeah, no snitches. Don't tell on anyone that I'm soloing Patchwerk. Simon soloed this in a cave with a box of scraps. How can you not build an Iron Man suit? I get the reference, Bad Gerbil. How much health does Patchwerk have? Oh gosh, I forget. 4 million? Is that right? Alright, don't worry, this is the low health enrage because he's at 5%. This spooked me last time because I didn't know why he was enraging. Because, like, the fight time was off. That's just the low health enrage because you're about to beat Patchwerk solo for the second time in Season of Discovery. He still can't hit us. It's not scary. Don't worry. Don't worry, you guys. This may be, like, very cool and special for you guys to see, but it's just another day at the office for me. Literally playing this one-handed. Don't need my other, like, only one hand is required to press Saber Slash a bunch of the time. Patchwerk fuming right now. Alright, we're saved to the instance now. Solo the fart boss, forgot the name? Yes, Project Remy, I am going to attempt to solo the fart boss. Alright, we got 129 gold, 10 remnants of valor, the Wand of Fates, Corruptor's Scourge, oh wait, it's all being rolled out. Extra desecrated shoulder pad, okay, I'll take that. Probably find something useful to do with it. Need roll this, and need roll that. Now we need to somehow make it past Frogger without touching any of the Frogger slimes. It's amazing how many groups, how many players in how many groups can't do that. I mean, that was crazy. How did I do that? How can anyone possibly make it past that section without getting hit by one of those slimes? It's crazy. You wanted to make sure you hold the ID before killing Patchwerk, just loot a frozen rune. I also need the instance to, like, not soft reset for any reason, because that would respawn trash. Okay, this section, I'm going to go to a different set. We made up a different gear set for Grobbulus that involves 4-piece Death Dealer. Let me go over the whole thing. I'm actually going to go combat potency on this one, too. So this one is a little different. We have 4-piece Death Dealer tank set. So we have the damage from main gouge, or the 2-target damage from main gouge, as well as the healing off of Sinister Strike. Because I think these guys will hit me for some nature damage or whatever. We got to get onto the other side of this. Then we can refresh our Phileo flank. So we're going to tank these, like, against a wall and hope that they don't do anything super nasty that kills me. Right. Death Dealer Visor, Kagi's Clasp, Death Dealer's Pauldrons with Butcher, Mastercrafted Shifting Cloak with Dodge. We have the Sun-Blessed Leathers in play here. Bone Scythe 2-piece. Duskwraith Tank Gloves. We dropped the Duskwraith Damage Dealer set, because I just can't afford to run all of this together. We would like to have that, but I don't quite have enough avoidance to still be avoidance capped, and have Death Dealer and all this other stuff on. So it's like that and like that. Okay. I'm gonna nature... Oh, I still have a nature protection potion going. Brutal Strike Chance, Sebaceous Poison. Okay. So I think, let me look at where are potential places I could fight them. I can just back into the wall right here. And then they can't knock me into the air. I'm trying to jump and it doesn't, yeah. So this is a good spot. The danger ability is they knock us high into the air and then we die. Alright, let's see. Seems to be going well so far. They are poisoning me. Ooh, I know I can stun these guys. That's probably good to do. So we're taking a little bit of poison damage. But they still just don't hit me, so Yeah, I was a little uncertain if I could get these, if they would have any abilities I was unaware of that might cause problems, but it looks like we're doing fine. So there's, what, 7 of these? There's a 2-pull, another 2-pull, and then a 3-pull that we'll have to handle. Slime Bolt going out. Re-up Blade Dance. Now we're on this guy. I'm looking forward to adding Grobbulus to my list. List of Season Discovery raid bosses that I've soloed. Looking forward to this. Also looking forward to looting a toxin injector off of him and looting actual loot during one of my solos that I could use. It looks like on hard mode 0, though, they only drop 1 off piece, which means our odds to see toxin injector are pretty low. Is Resuvius possible? Yes, I've already killed Resuvius in a different video, or different day. Ichor of Undeath, get rid of that. Dried King Bowleat. I guess I filled up my inventory with the useless patchwork loot. Delete Desecrated Spalders. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay, Grobbulus is right there. Is there another good spot for me to pull these guys? I don't think so. Let me just pull them. Oh, maybe this is good. Hang on. How about this? Yep. As long as... So I test it by jumping and seeing if my character actually goes up. But there's a ceiling right there that's going to prevent me from getting knocked into the air. So that tells me this is a good spot to use. We still got plenty of duration on most of our buffs. So let's go. Pull this guy. Back into the corner nicely. There we go. Blade Flurry up. Last one you could probably do. Yeah, I think Grobbulus is probably the last one I could reasonably do. There's some bosses in some raids that are like deeper into, like some of the AQ bosses, like I could probably solo Battleguard Sartura also, but I definitely cannot get to Battleguard Sartura solo. So if I wanted to try to solo Battleguard Sartura, I would need a raid group to clear Prophet Scarum for me, and then also clear Bug Trio for me, and then leave. So I could solo Sartura. And like maybe they could come back and do the rest of the instance afterwards, and that would be fine. But it's like, it's very annoying because it would be like a 15-20 minute pause for them while I kill the boss. You need a pug? I mean, I was in a pug the other day that very nearly disbanded on Sartura because they couldn't kill it. Very nearly. It was a very scuffed kill. We'd, actually, this Temple of Ahn'Qiraj pug, it ended up being fine. We got reinforcements to come in and help us, and we did clear it. But it was the funniest thing on Bug Trio in that group. We lost like 5 or 6 people during Bug Trio, maybe a little more. But then we lost more people after Bug Trio died than we did during the fight. Because so many people ran to the boss's corpse to check the loot and then died to the poison cloud that spawns after the boss is dead. And we had at least one person run to check the loot, die, get rezzed, and then immediately run back to the boss and die a second time. We had more players die to the poison cloud after the boss than died during the boss. That was the start of that raid. Alright, Grobbulus, he's coming back. I think I can pull these safely without aggroing Grobbulus. Let's see. Then I'd have to sprint probably to get into the position I actually want to be. Or can I fight him here? Yeah, whatever. I can just fight him here. Probably this is fine. There we go. This is 3 of them, so we have a bit more potential for this, poison thing to stack up and deal damage to us. Could you do Saffron? Doubtful. I doubt I could out-heal the frost damage that Saffron does. And Saffron would ice block me during... Yeah, I think it's too much magic damage on Saffron for me to hope to be able to solo it. Nature Protection Potion. Kick the Slime Bolt Volley. My guess would be no on Saffron, but... I also thought for the longest time that soloing a car was completely off the table. It turns out that's actually not even as hard as soloing Raptor Boss. So I could be wrong. You think you could 5-man some harder bosses? I think you could 5-man Lillian Voss. I think that's the hardest boss you could abuse Rogue Avoidance on to kill. We've done this in a couple of the raids I've done where a rogue just gets avoidance capped and then tanks Lillian Voss and can't be hit by the boss. And then as long as you beat the 10-minute enrage timer, the boss is dead, basically. Yeah, that's why you would need, like, 5, maybe 6 people. Like, the Berserk on Lillian, I'm told, I haven't seen it myself, I'm told it just causes the Putress guy, the guy that's walking around the room, to just spew poison over the entire room. That's what it does. So, like, there's probably no avoiding that. Chubby Banana says, is Perdition's Blade better than Obsidian Heartseeker for backstab assassination build? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm pretty focused on doing my Naxxramas solo thing right now. Essence of Undeath, that's worth like 18 gold? Holy moly. I can't even see where Grobbulus is. Oh, he's coming down. We might not get him this pass. We need to, like, double check our gear and make sure our buffs are good and stuff like that. And I also have to think... I think I want to pull him to right here first and then kite around the room this way. Because then if it takes a really long time and I have to kite all the way around and then up the ramp and then up to here, if I get to this top point, I could jump back down to the start point, which would be the best point for potentially the poison clouds have dissipated. War-Torn Plate Scrap is completely useless. Let's delete that. Okay. Let me rebuff a bunch of stuff. Honey Badger. Giants. Ironsides. Should have brought Consecrated Sharpening Stones. Oh well. Critical Strike Chance here. Sebaceous Poison there. Gift of Arthas, I guess. Nature Protection Potion, I guess. Firewater. Fortitude. Greater Mark of the Dawn is... whatever, we'll burn one. Flask is good. 2, 3, maybe we refresh those world buffs? Let's just refresh the world buffs to be safe. Anvil, Songflower. Do not know how long this will be taking. Okay, we'll get him on next pass. When he starts walking down, I'll eat my food buff. And my plan will be to tank him starting here and kiting around the outside of the room. This all looks good. Do I want unfair advantage? Probably yes. Because we're going to get hit by... I think we do want unfair advantage. Well, no, Carnage is definitely the safe play. Let's go Carnage. I don't know how much magic damage he's going to deal. I don't know if I'm going to need the additional healing from Carnage or not. So let's go with Carnage. It's the safe play. We could also start fighting him up there. Kite him down the way and then over this way. That actually seems fine, and I don't want to wait. Let's refresh the food buff, and we'll just go up and get him. How about stream prediction? Star prediction. Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? Yes, no. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes on the clock. I don't want you to be able to see too much of how the fight goes before you make your prediction. So get your points in. We're going to pull it here really soon. Okay? Here he comes. Okay, if he's on his way, let's just let him come in and we'll fight him where I originally planned to. So we'll pull him, like, when he gets to the bottom of the ramp. Runes all looking good. Yep. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying, Ritter, about pulling Patchwerk that way. I'm not sure if that would work. It might work. But also, I would still need 5 people to set the difficulty at the start. Alright, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Because you have to set the difficulty to unlock the gates at the beginning. Otherwise, you just can't even zone in at all. Alright, poison has been deployed. This is what we need to move for, and I want to move as little as possible because it's going to limit the amount of space available in the room. So really, I'm like doing my rotation. My rotation is not hard. I'm mostly focused on avoiding the slime pools that he deploys. And eventually he's going to debuff me with like the thing. Or maybe he doesn't do it to the main tank. Maybe he doesn't do the mutating injection. If you're the only person there. Corpses are in the way. That's annoying. Ooh, slime got behind me there for a second. There are now 2 slimes up. Let me Blade Flurry. This is looking like it's going well. Possible we could get overwhelmed with slimes. Like, we're definitely not keeping up with the, you know, slime spawn rate. Just Crimson Tempest the rat. Oh, look. Look at the slime is already dissipating from the area we were in before. It really does not persist very long. I mean, I don't think anyone in the history of Season of Discovery has fought Grobbulus for a full 2 minutes, and so we've already gone past the world record slowest Grobbulus kill. So I don't think anyone else would have ever found out that this slime dissipates this quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that he does not ever do mutating injection on the tank. Because we haven't gotten it a single time yet. Oh shit, that slime got behind me. When it spawned, you see it was a little behind. I had to get a screenshot for the thumbnail. That's why we had to turn the UI off for a second. It's worth it. This is guaranteed at this point. Nothing's gonna happen to me here. When my food buff fades in 10 minutes, I'll just hit the ground Scorpok assay and still be avoidance capped. Here comes the 8-minute oh. Yeah. There might... Okay. There could be an enrage mechanic that I don't know about. Secret 20-minute enrage ability incoming. That could happen. Yeah, I forgot about that. Slime is spawned. Get it in front of me. Look at this. We could just use whatever part of this room we want. The poison clouds dissipate so quickly, we're never gonna run out of room. Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush. See if we can mow down any of these stupid slimes here in this Blade Flurry. Big Crimson. Re-up Slice and Dice. Oops, slime spawned again. Back it up. Good news, you are on track to beat the 20-minute Enrage. Okay, but a lot of the deep... Okay, I don't know how... If you're calculating that off of the DPS number, that's a bad number, because that's counting my damage to the Fallout slimes. You gotta compare boss percent health to fight duration. If anyone in chat can do the math for me, we're at 70% boss health right now at 6 minutes 41 seconds into the fight. What's our estimated time to kill? 70% boss health at 6 minutes 41 seconds. You are beating the secret 25-minute Enrage? We don't know if there... I do not know if there is any Enrage mechanic on this boss. But the way it's going right now, Enrage mechanics are the only thing that's going to stop me. Some kind of enrage that I cannot beat. That deals magical damage. If it's just boss damage, physical damage, attack speed, that's not going to be an issue. Six minutes on my food buff. We're gonna give it till the end of the food buff to see if he's doing some kind of kooky enrage. Not gonna burn the ground Scorpok assay any earlier than I have to. Bay Floyd says the math looks like a 22-minute, 15-second kill. Okay. I trust that. That sounds about, yeah, about what we're thinking with how slow this is going. Maybe I should have tried harder to incorporate 4-piece Bone Scythe tank set into this build. Because that would give me a 1-minute cooldown on Blade Flurry, which would be really, apparently really good for getting rid of these slimes. I don't think the slimes are gonna cause a problem, but if they get so many of them, they can start to be an issue because they try to, like, spread out around you if you idle. The way you beat that, like, it'll just require careful attention from me, is you fight a lot of enemies, and if you stand still, they'll try to spread out around you and surround you. But the way you negate that is you just continually backpedal just a tiny bit like I'm doing right now. And then they never get to that part of their AI where they try to spread out. And that way you can keep them all nicely in front of you. But if they get so many that they're doing that, it just, like, greatly increases my risk here. I have to play very cleanly, very perfectly for a long period of time. Whereas if the numbers remain lower to the point where I can idle if I want to, then it's much safer. Alright, well, this seems like business as usual at this point. We're at 50% and we're 10 minutes, 50 seconds into the fight. Yep. So about 21, 22 minutes at this rate. No enrage in sight. I mean, he hasn't enraged for 11 minutes. I don't think he's going to enrage at this point. Is that ability hitting hard? Is it just me, or is that ability hitting harder each time it hits me? It's just you? Okay. Oh, Berserker Rage? Okay. 12-minute Grobbulus Enrage. Okay. Let's see if he kills me with his next slime spray. 12-minute secret enrage. Alright, let's look at the combat log. Only 6,000 overkill. Grobbulus. How much health does he have? Shoot, I'm not close enough to see. Can we get enough? We have to basically double our boss damage. We have to essentially use the Patchwerk set on Grobbulus. And then we might have enough damage. Can you reset him like Patchwerk? That's a good idea. That might be the best idea. Can you Vanish reset him if you bring him to the middle of the room when you do... You have to bring him very close to the location that you initially aggroed him. That's what you have to do to make that work. I think we can go in and we can try again. Alright, let's prediction... Oh, the prediction was already paid out. Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? The answer is no. Alright. 12-minute enrage on Grobbulus. Let me look at my damage taken. I took 369,000. I took no melees. I took 284,000 from Disease Cloud Fallout Slime. Oh, they must do, like, pulsing AoE damage. That must be why I'm taking additional hits. And Slime Spray, it would have only been, like, 60,000 if you discount the one that one-shot me. Okay. I think our best play is to try to Vanish reset him. I don't think it's reasonable for me to double my damage output and maintain my healing. I think the healing is necessary. You know what? We might have a little bit of trouble getting back in here. Because there's gonna be big boy slimes over there. Don't worry, we have Fetish of the Sand Reaver. That should help. Why are there no big slimes here? Grobbulus just gonna throw them on my face right when I enter the room, probably. Bitch ass. No slimes in this room either. Okay. Wait, so we're just in the clear then. Okay. There we go. Who ended up winning OnlyFangs? Trolls? You mean like the race points thing? I don't know. I mean, once everyone hit 60, people kind of stopped paying attention to the point totals. They were just like a weekly thing for the tribute chest that was kind of fun while everyone was leveling up. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to be very deliberate with the location that we pull the boss from. And then we also have to... Oh, what the hell? What is this thing doing here? And will I die? Will it chain with the boss if I try to pull it? Pull from outside. Yeah, I mean, I have to buff up first if I want to fight that. I'm pretty sure I will have to buff up. Where's it going? Alright, let's just buff up. Oh, Draft of the Sands. I think I forgot that earlier. Yeah, we'll definitely hit that right now. Pre-pop a Nature Protection Potion. Firewater. Ironsides. Honey Badger. Giants. Fortitude. Greater Mark of the Dawn. That's actually a pretty sizable DPS increase. It's not going to double my damage and make me kill this before Enrage. It's not going to do that. But it's definitely a good item. Let's go with this. And with this. Uh-oh. My durability is actually slightly questionable. Alright, let's food buff and then pull the singular Fallout slime. Hopefully there's not more around the corner that I can't see. Did I miss the Cranker raid? Yeah, you missed the Scarlet Enclave, but don't worry, we're soloing Grobbulus now. Frick, dude, there goes all my health. Alright, whatever, pulling this thing. Not aggro the boss. Okay. I'm thinking I did not need the Carnage healing. Maybe we'll go with Unfair Advantage and do probably way, way, way more boss damage. I think that's the only change I'll make. Okay. So, I'm gonna let him go to, like, exactly the middle where he stands still. Then I'm gonna screenshot it and put it on the other monitor. And then we have to get him close to that position. We have to get him very close to that position. Right before we vanish. Alright, let's re-up food buff. Maximum duration on this food buff. I think we've got everything else. Alright. Round 2. What? Someone's whispering me. Leave your group on that tune. What? Okay, whatever. They wanted to get invited. Okay, here's the boss. Here's his location. We go again. Poison Cloud is down. Move out of that. Fallout Slime is out. Okay. Gamba. Oh yeah, is there can we put up a Gamba? If there's any mods that could do that, please. Are you screwed if he hits you? Little bit. I don't know. He can't hit me. It's okay. Healing seems to be totally fine. And I'm just assuming our boss damage is way higher. And we don't have to worry about getting into this reset spot until like 10 minutes in. Like, we'll start looking to do the reset after about 10 minutes. And if the reset is successful, then I will burn the ground Scorpok assay to keep going. I'm a little afraid that if these Fallout Slimes accumulate too much, and I miscalculated and my healing is actually not sufficient, that they could start dealing a problematic amount of damage to me with their disease cloud thing. Alright, prediction is up. Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? Oh, shit, prediction is closed too now. It was up for a very short amount of time. It's okay. There's a lot of points on it already. Blade Flurry. Keeping all the abilities up, jamming a lot of boss damage. Blade Dance fell for a second there. We are actually starting to fall behind on health. This fight might be over sooner than I thought. We're not doing enough damage to the Fallout Slimes, / we're not healing enough. Like, we're not max health, we're not blood shielding. I think I might call the Vanish early and just switch back to Carnage. This seems like it's going to be a waste of time. We're getting overwhelmed by the stupid slimes. Let's see if we can... We could just test the Vanish reset here. Instead of just burning the Vanish for no reason. We can just test the Vanish reset. Let me look on my other monitor. Oh my god, we're almost dead already. No, I'm just gonna run away. Run away. Oh, he's very fast. Alright, that's a fail. We did not kill Grobbulus this try. You're just going back to Carnage. Carnage kept us alive the whole time. Alright, that's a no on that prediction. Let's load up a new prediction. Did all the ads despawn immediate? I don't know if it was insta. Alright, new prediction is up. Hang on. Let's have the new prediction. Hang on. I think it's set for a... I don't know what duration you set it for. Whatever, it's fine. New prediction is up for the third try. Send it for the third try. 5 minutes, good enough. The real, like, clutch moment is going to be 10 minutes into the fight when we try to do the Vanish reset. Oh my god, this character has so much health. Oh, I wonder if I have full Sanctified here. Because I have so many pieces of Death Dealer, I might not be Sanctified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing 1 Sanctified piece. Can I get a second Sanctified ring? No. Yeah, I'm actually shy 1 Sanctified item. And I don't think I have a good way to equip that. So we're not getting the full benefit. We're only at 7 out of 8 Sanctified. Okay, well, whatever. Carnage is going to kill the ads quicker, too. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Okay, he's walking back down. So I'm going to do another fillet buff, refresh the duration of that. Probably should refresh the duration of the poison and sharpstone also, because I won't be able to do those mid-combat. And we need about 20 minutes of buff to kill him. Alright, let him get into position. I'm going to take another screenshot of his idle position. This one wasn't a very good screenshot because it wasn't big enough to include, like, visual references. What the? On stealth. Okay. Close enough. That's maybe not a great screenshot either, but it's what we're going to work with. Right. Okay, round 3. We have Carnage again, and we're planning to Vanish reset the boss. Ready, set. Here we go. Oh, Poison Cloud. Move. All right. First slime is up. Crimson Tempest it. Blade Flurry. I'm going to use as many Blade Flurries as I can on these Fallout Slimes to help stop them from accumulating. Okay. Unfortunate about that second attempt. Got greedy. Got owned. Carnage definitely required here. Gonna Blade Flurry Adrenaline Rush this time. Three minutes in. Almost 3 minutes in, I mean. Vanish at 5 minutes, so you get 2 chances at it. Whether the Vanish... I think the Vanish is reliably going to make me exit from combat. The thing that might not work is I might not re-engage the boss fast enough, and he might gain some health. So I'm not worried about, like, the worst thing that happens with the Vanish not going according to plan, I'm pretty sure is just the boss gaining health. So I'm not going to worry too much about doing it earlier than I have to. If he goes up to 100%, does that mean you failed? I mean, it means I have to keep fighting, and that the first 10 minutes were basically wasted. I'm gonna take him this direction. So he's away from his reset point, and we just don't really go anywhere near the reset point at all. We barely need the whole, like, we don't need that much space. So let's just keep the reset point completely clean. Like I almost let the boss get behind me there. There's the slime thing. Totally fine. We're at 5 minutes, 45 seconds. The goal of vanishing. Okay, we did this trick on Patchwerk, and I'm thinking it's the way we use it again to beat Grobbulus. When you vanish, a couple things happen. Immediately when you vanish, the encounter timer resets. You are no longer engaged with the boss, so it's resetting his enrage timer and stuff like that. shortly after you vanish, the boss heals to full. But there's a little bit of time in between that where you vanish, the encounter timer resets, and the boss is not healed to full yet. The goal is to re-engage the boss before his health goes back to full. And that way, we avoid the enrage and get to continue fighting him. So we have to get him really close to the point where we aggroed him, because when we vanish, he's going to run immediately back to there. And the longer he takes to run, like while he's running, he's going to be evading, so we cannot re-engage him. We need him like basically on top of the location where we pulled him, so we can re-engage him almost instantaneously. Eight minutes in. So in about 2 minutes, we'll look to do this Vanish reset and see if we can be successful with it. Gonna turn and go this way. I feel like in an interest of making sure the Fallout slimes stay dead, that Crimson Tempest is a more important finishing move than Slice and Dice. I want to prioritize number 1, Blade Dance, number 2, Crimson Tempest, number 3, Slice and Dice, number 4, Eviscerate, is what I'm thinking. Really like to get him sub 50% here before we do this reset. Or try to do the reset. Well, maybe we push it to like 11 minutes or whatever. We might not... If we put it to only 10 minutes, we might not drop him below 50. We're at 10 minutes right now. He's at just barely 50%. Okay, let's get in position and try to make this happen. We're getting close to the Enrage anyways. Need to look on my other monitor. Whoa! Whoa, 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 why am I dying? Did I get a hit from the back, I think? Alright, let me heal up a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna go for it. Just going for it. Nope. It didn't even reset the fight. We're cooked? We're cooked. It didn't even reset the fight. Wonder why it didn't. The slime aura probably pulled me out of stealth. Let's see. The slimes move slower than the boss. So we could potentially sprint into the location to get out of range of the slimes, and then when Grobbulus is in location, then we vanish. Okay, that's a good idea. We don't slowly kite him into the location. We keep him all the way on this side of the room, and then when it's time to reset, we sprint over to get distance between ourselves and the slimes. I do think it is the slime aura that pulled me out of the vanish. I also think that I should do Hearthstone of the Dawn and go and repair at Light's Hope Chapel. We're below 50%. It'd just be real unfortunate if we lost one of these attempts due to durability. If we're at 50% durability, we're fine. We're fine, I think. Just go back in and go again. I like that we're evolving our strategy. We're changing our plans. We're figuring things out on each attempt. I feel like I'm making progress on this. This is not a boss where it's like we immediately identify that it's impossible. Like, on some bosses, we try them, and it's just super duper obvious that that is not happening. Yeah, that it's not possible. But here, it seems okay. We've got plans. We did a successful vanish to break out of combat with the boss once before, so we know that's possible. We must have just got, I don't know, unlucky with the slimes pulling us out of stealth for that one. Stealthing past. Alright, let me put up prediction. Will Simon choose outcome? Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? The answer is no from that previous one. New prediction. Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? We'll put this up for 10 minutes. Start prediction. Prediction's up for, what is this, round 4? 3, 4? I think this is round 4. One of them was a scuffed attempt, though. So it's kind of like round 3, but it's technically round 4. See if there are any Fallout slimes left in the fighting area again. That was annoying when that happened the first time. Not really a problem, but definitely annoying. Any Fallout slimes? Alright, no Fallout slimes. Okay, good. Bandage. Grobbulus, you bitch. I think we can get it. I think this is doable, and I'm excited. Dust of the Defiant, double sword rune, defense rune, potency. Should we go, instead of potency, we could do honor among thieves? Would help with stuff and things. Also, I should keybind the Ground Scorpok assay, because we're going to need it this time, because we're going to successfully vanish. What if I could overgear the avoidance by like 2%, and then I could use Fetish of the Sand Reaver to do the resets, which is like a no chance of failure, like Vanish has a chance of failure. The way, like, Fetish, you don't fail like we failed with Vanish that time. I don't think I can overgear the avoidance like that, though. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's actually a possibility of a thing I can do. Alright. World buffs. Good. Draft of the Sands. Good. Let's put this on the action bar. I don't keep forgetting it. Bandage again. Where are you at, Grobbulus? If you got Mind Control Kings, maybe? Is that even a thing? Like, I don't think I've ever seen that put to use. Food buff? Yeah, we food buff when he starts walking back down, because I want full duration on the food buff. Yeah, here it goes. Okay. Incoming 20-minute boss kill attempt number 5-ish. I wonder if I could use Burrower's Shell to give me damage absorb or nature protection potion to help. Does that, like, make me not get knocked out of stealth when I vanish? Darkmoon Fair's 10% agility buff only affects your base agility, which is the number in white right there. So it only gives you 12.7 agility on an orc, which is about 1% dodge. Okay. We go again. Ready, set. Here we go. Back it up. Definitely feeling the more combo points from Honor Among Thieves. Here's the little dude. Gotta be really sure to press Poison Knife all the time, because that's going to be a much bigger source of energy generation. Now that I don't have combat potency. That's what's going to keep me afloat, energy-wise. Alright, we're 90 seconds in. Kick the feet up on the footrest, you know. We're locked in for long boss attempts here when we're doing these solos. He definitely spawns slimes faster than I kill them, which means they accumulate over the course of the fight. So, doing the reset and potentially despawning the slimes is pretty good. I think even if he didn't enrage, like, maybe we'd get overwhelmed with the slimes anyways. That's solvable, though. If that was the issue, we would just focus the slimes and kill them, I think. If we ever really were just getting overwhelmed by the slimes, we could change target and kill them way faster. Fresh Crimson Tempest out because he had just spawned a fresh slime, even though the current target Crimson Tempest still had like plenty of duration left. I'm feeling like maybe the Honor Among Thieves wasn't the play. Despite using Poison Knife a lot, still feel like I'm a little low on the energy side. And maybe the additional combo points aren't worth the additional casts of, like, finishing moves. Blade Flurry. Got a lot of abilities ending at once. Unlucky. This is T. Okay, we can turn here. Double back on the area we were already in. Instead of trying to do a full loop of the room. Okay. What are we at? 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Boss at 71%. We had him at 70% at 6 minutes 40. I think that was the first attempt when we were trying to estimate how long the kill would take. So we're about on target. Like, we're still going at about the same speed. Yeah, looks like a good attempt so far. Just need to get this Vanish down. It's gonna be tricky. I think we go for the Vanish, like, as soon as he hits 50%. That's what I want to do. Then we should only have to make one single successful Vanish if we do it at 50%. I should not have eviscerated there. All my abilities were finishing, so I should have just refreshed one of the more important abilities earlier instead of that eviscerate. Boss at 59%, 9 minutes in. Nine minutes, 50 seconds. Still at 54%. We're getting close, but I really want to hit sub 50 before we do the Vanish, so I don't have to get 2 successful Vanishes. If I do it above 50, like, 1 might not be enough. Let's start dragging him into the position we want and start thinking about this Vanish. Okay. We're 11 minutes into the fight. He is sub 50 now. Here we go. Boss is faster than the slimes. Nice. I think we got it. I just need to heal up here. We took a lot of damage doing that sprint. Whoo boy. Make sure we heal up, then commit the ground Scorpok assay. This is it. That was big. That was what we needed to do. Yeah, we're healing up just fine. Alright, I'm a believer now. I'm a believer. I think this is gonna happen. Ground Scorpok assay is locked in. We needed to do that because our food buff is only going to last 2 more minutes, and we need that additional agility to remain avoidance capped. And obviously, I cannot refresh my food buff. Well, maybe not obvious to some people, but can't refresh my food buff mid-fight. So we used our one-time use ground Scorpok assay. Well, we have to go all the way out to some other zone. It's not like once per character, but we have to go through a significant amount of trouble to go get another one. We cannot just repop it like a lot of our other consumables. Alright, for this upcoming Blade Flurry in 14 seconds, I'll use Adrenaline Rush with it. Try to crank some big damage on these Fallout slimes. There we go. Just gotta keep the slime count down, you know. Now I shouldn't have to worry too much about my positioning, because we're not planning to have to vanish again. So we can just kind of kite him wherever we want. And I should beat the enrage timer. We'll see if it gets close to that. I mean, we weren't super far ahead of the enrage timer. So maybe like we just do less DPS for whatever reason. Refresh Winterfall Firewater. Speaking of consumables and doing DPS, that's a good thing. A little bit more damage with Scorpok, only during like the time that it overlapped with the food buff. The food buff gives the same amount of agility. It's not grilled squid anymore. It's now filet au flank is the food buff, and it's a full-on 25 agility. Looking good. I'm really happy about this. Like I was saying before, each time we wiped on this guy or failed to kill him or whatever, we learned something and changed the strategy a little bit. And we've learned enough that I think we got it now. And that feels good, you know? Improvise, adapt, overcome. You know? Regular Bear Grylls up in here. Pray for random one-shot, says Johnner. No. No, don't randomly one-shot. It would be the worst. What keeps evading? I think it's rats. All the rats that are in here that are doubting that I was gonna kill it. I think those are the ones that keep evading. Can you show your rug build? Yeah, after the fight, we'll go over all the gear and all the talents again. But I cannot go through that right now. I'm pretty locked in here. Gotta get this done. 5 seconds on a Blade Flurry usage here. There we are. Slimes are starting to accumulate. I'm still doing okay on health, but not super. When he does the spray, you can see my health definitely goes down. We do have Nature Protection Potion, and we have Burrower's Shell if I feel like I need it. Bro, none of these slimes are dying now. There's so many of them. They don't get focus damage from the cleave because I keep moving, so I think my cleave just keeps hitting different ones. They're basically only dying to Crimson Tempest now, I would say. It's like far and away the majority of damage being dealt to the slimes. I would like for them to just be focused down, but I think if I divert too much damage away from the boss, I'm going to be in big trouble and hit the enrage timer, so I'm not going to do that. What did he just do? Why'd he walk away from me? I hit a Nature Protection Potion there. And next time he spikes my health, I will hit Burrower's. Bitch-ass boss. He's scared? Yeah, obviously he's scared. That actually makes a lot of sense. Good explanation. Nine minutes, 41 seconds, so we're 2 minutes, 20 seconds away from Enrage. I don't think I have to worry about it. Almost dropped that Blade Dance. Here it is. Grobbulus, so... Oh, no. No, 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 no. The Fallout Slimes are still alive. Okay, wait. That's fine. We can kill the Fallout Slimes. Okay. It's totally fine. We can kill the Fallout Slimes. It's not an issue. We killed Grobbulus solo Season of Discovery on my rogue. Let's go. And that took some multiple tries to figure out exactly what we needed to do to get him down. But we got it. There is no Enrage. No, there is most definitely an Enrage at 12 minutes. Grobbulus enrages at 12 minutes. But we used the same trick we used to beat Patchwerk's Enrage on Grobbulus, which is when you vanish and then you re-engage the boss really quickly. When you vanish, the fight timer immediately resets, but there's a little bit of delay before the boss goes back to full health. So your goal is to vanish and then within like a fraction of a second re-engage the boss before his health goes back up to full. Watch Agrand put minus dodge chance on Deadly Brew next hotfix. Yeah, probably. All right, let's go. Okay, prediction, paying out the prediction. Choose outcome. Will Simon beat Grobbulus this try? The answer is yes. Okay, quick after prediction. Did Toxin Injector gun drop? Give you guys 1 minute to get your points in on that. And then we're checking out the loot. Okay? So, stream prediction is up. I will show you all the gear that we just used. I already explained the Vanish trick to avoid the Enrage timer. We've got 4-piece Death Dealer. That's giving me the set bonus to make my Sinister Strike hit 2 targets and making my Sinister Strike heal me for 15% of its damage dealt. Absolutely required. Both of those bonuses were very important. Kagi's Clasp, another Death Dealer piece. This only has a 30 attack power enchant on it. That could be much better if we got a Naxxramas enchant. With Butcher on the shoulder sole. Mastercrafted Shifting Cloak with 1% dodge enchant. Sunblessed Leathers from Scarlet Enclave right there. Bone Scythe Wrist Guards tanking set. Duskwraith Grips tanking set. Duskwraith Belt tanking set. Here's the other 2 Death Dealer tanking pieces. Bone Scythe Band tank version. Ring of the Emperor Veclore. Dust of the Defiant, Burrower's Shell. Huhuron's Stinger, Implacable Blackguard with Agility. Deception with Grand Crusader from Scarlet Enclave. Talents, 20 in Assassination, 31 in Combat. Pretty simple. Pretty similar to the builds we've been using to solo everything else. Insta re-gamble for Toxin. Okay, let's see. Is the Toxin prediction? Yeah, I took a minute doing that. We have 117,000 points on the Doubters, 127,000 points on the Believers for this Toxin Injector. You guys might not know, but on hard mode level 0, they don't... It dropped anyways. It only drops 1 item, but it dropped the right item. 147 gold. Don't need that. Pass on the Pauldrons. Need roll that. Yeah, he only drops 1 offset item on hard mode level 0. Need the Toxin Injector. Desecrated Spalders, pass. 10 Remnants of Valor, let's take it. There we go. Double Believers getting a huge payout here. Will Toxin Injector gun drop? Answer, yes. Absolutely deserved. Man, that was good. Which boss is next? I don't think we can fight Gluth. He's gonna fear me, and then he's gonna kill me. Hell yeah, 10 Remnants of Valor. Let's go. All right. Well, seeing as we got our Toxin Injector, now we just don't need to come back here to kill him again. But man, that was fun. Let me see if I could get a good screenshot. A noob, Gluth. Gluth will just fear me. A noob might not be a problem. Depends on how problematic getting launched into the air from Impale is.